Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to BreakThru Hour. My name is Albert Prempe, and I am your host for BreakThru Hour. Today, the topic for the show is no any other than reaching out. Reaching out to the needy, reaching out to the poor, reaching out to those who are crying, reaching out to those who are really discouraged, reaching out to those who are sick. Help those who are in need is what BreakThru Hour has taken upon itself to do today. In doing so, we paid a visit to one of the greatest facilities in America that has taken upon itself to help the people that is living in their community, the people who are hungry, the people who need their help in their lives. This place is no any other than Bridgeport Rescue Mission. Bridgeport Rescue Mission is located at Bridgeport, Connecticut. And in this place, you will find so many wonderful and extraordinary things that you would not believe. The staff members of Bridgeport Rescue Mission has taken upon themselves to be dedicated, to be committed, and to do the will of God to help the people of Bridgeport and the people living in their community. We had an interview with the executive director of Bridgeport Rescue Mission, who is known as Pastor Terry Wilcox. And not only did he tell us what Bridgeport Rescue Mission is about, he also showed us the love and the things that Bridgeport Rescue Mission has set upon themselves to do for the people of Bridgeport. Not only did we speak with Pastor Terry Wilcox, we also spoke with the Director of Development and Strategic Planning, who is by known as Miss Linda Casey. Miss Linda Casey took us around the facility, showed us what the improvement that Bridgeport Rescue Mission is doing for the people of Bridgeport and for those who really need a place to sleep. She showed us so many things that went to our disbelief. But this really shows us that really Bridgeport Rescue Mission is committed to helping people. It's committed to doing the will of God. On the other hand, we also spoke with a young and beautiful lady who has really benefited a lot from Bridgeport Rescue Mission program. What Bridgeport Rescue Mission has done for her, what Bridgeport Rescue Mission is still doing for other people. And I will be happy for you to hear this from that lady's mouth. So wherever you are, sit back, join us, follow us to Bridgeport Rescue Mission, enjoy the interview with Pastor Terry Wilcox, enjoy the routine with Miss Linda Casey, and enjoy the overall point of view from this young, beautiful lady who has benefited from Bridgeport Rescue Mission. And I know that you will have much more to do with it. You have much more to contribute. You have much more to help. Sit back, enjoy, and we will be right back after this show. Thank you. We are here today at Bridgeport Rescue Mission, ladies and gentlemen. It is very good for you joining us, following us all the way to this place. You know, there are some time in life, there is a point of time in life when people devote themselves to help people. There is a point of time in life when people are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that those who are in need are given what they are in need of. That is what Bridgeport Rescue Mission is about. It has done a lot for the community. It is still doing a lot for the community, and it has devoted its time to help the people of this community. So today we are here to talk to the executive director of this mission, who is by name as Reverend Pastor Wilcox. So could you please just join me? Let us have a great time. Sit back, chill out, get your fruit punch with you, and let's have fun with Pastor Wilcox. Okay, he is ready for us. And are you ready to follow me? I'm ready to march on. How about you? Let's go. Go, come on, go, go, go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here inside the office of the Executive Director of Bridgeport Rescue Mission. And I'm here talking to the head pastor, the senior overall overseer of this mission. And he's by a name, Pastor Terry Wilcox. Thank you, Pastor, for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. Let me just begin. We've heard about Bridgeport Rescue Mission. When was it really established, and what is the mission about this rescue?
The Bridgeport Rescue Mission is almost 20 years old, and it was established here in Bridgeport almost 20 years ago. And we minister in coastal Fairfield County, down county as far as South Norwalk, and most of our services are provided here in Bridgeport. Part of what we do is minister to the homeless, and the homeless don't always come from an address. They're homeless. Most of the people that we minister to are from this region of the community. Probably 80-85% would say that their home or former home is here in Bridgeport. But we don't discriminate based on where people are coming from.
Okay. So what really motivated you into putting together this mission? I mean, what prompted you? Because usually when somebody is trying to do something for the community, there must be some kind of motivation behind what he's doing. So I want to know what factors motivated you to, or that led you to be helping people.
Well, our mission is a Christian faith-based ministry, and it grows out of the teachings of Jesus Christ, and particularly those recorded in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, where Jesus tells the parable that's called the parable of the sheep and the goats. And in that parable, he explains to his followers that when they feed the hungry and clothe the naked and minister to the sick and in prison, and they do it as though they were doing it unto him. And our calling, if you will, we believe is from God to serve the homeless and the hungry and the sick and imprisoned. And we use sick and imprisoned as a pretty good definition of addiction. And so one of our specialties is ministering to men and women who are afflicted with addiction.
Okay. And then those men and women, are there some of them who are able to come out from the addiction?
Well, most assuredly. That's one of the fun parts of our ministry, is that we see many people recover completely. We see people who come with wrecked and broken lives. They're totally destitute. They're homeless. And we're able to begin to feed them nourishing food, to give them clean clothing, to give them a hot shower, a safe bed, and then through our classes and our counselors, they're nursed back to physical health, but also to spiritual and emotional health. And then oftentimes, many of our people are involved in the social services provided by the government, for instance, psychiatric care and emotional care. And together, we see people put their lives back together, come out of here prepared to go to work. Oftentimes, we have one staff person who is dedicated. He's dedicated to helping our students be prepared for employment and to find employment. So oftentimes at a graduation ceremony, which we have 2 or 3 times a year, we'll have 80% of our graduates will be employed at that time.
Okay. So how do you get support? Which organizations support you with this mission? Because I know that feeding a lot of people is going to be very hard in terms of finance and everything. So where does your contribution comes from? Does it come from like the state or the government?
Most of our funding comes from private individuals who care about the needs of the poor. We take no federal monies. We take no state monies. We take no city monies. We don't depend on the government to sustain us. We are sustained by private individuals. About 7% of our income comes from local church congregations and synagogues. About 7% of our support comes from grants from different foundations, and the rest of it comes from private donors.
So is there a reason why you don't accept donations, or is it because the government is not offering donations, or the state is not offering donations, or is there any reason why you are not depending on them?
No, we have what we think are some very good reasons why we chose not to be dependent on government funding. One is that government funding oftentimes changes. It's here this year and gone next year. And if you build your program and your ministry based on continued government funding, oftentimes it goes away, and sometimes rather quickly. Politicians come and go, elected officials are elected and unelected, and terms expire, and priorities change. So government funding can be here one year and gone the next year. That's one reason. Another very important reason to us, as I said, we're a Christian faith-based program, and our recovery program is based on biblical principles. And you can't expect the citizenry of the United States or the state of Connecticut to give tax money to further our religious goals. And when they do come with their money, then they want to change the rules. And we don't want to vary away from our religious convictions. You know, it's a great principle. It's called the Golden Rule. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about the one in the Bible that says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm talking about the Golden Rule that says, he who has the gold makes the rules. And so if you're going to take government money, you've got to take government rules.
Government rules?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Now I do get the reason why the mission is not taking money from the government and stuff, because I was wondering, because I knew that since you were committed into doing good things for the people, at least the government should be getting themselves involved into this. But Pastor, let me ask you this. What are the short and the long-term goal of Bridgeport Rescue Mission? Do you want to expand it? Do you need it like a big place for, like a big facility to have more people in there, or you think this place is just
our ministry is driven by the needs of the people in our community. We started with a shelter for men, but we had many women coming seeking shelter. So then we established a women's shelter. Now we discover in the economic climate of the last 3 years that many families, many women with children are seeking shelter. So one of our goals is to find a facility where we can expand our program to be able to provide shelter, housing for women with children, and also shelter with families that are intact, that there's a man, a woman, a child or two. So we're looking for expansion in that area. In addition, 3-4 years ago, we were giving away 225,000 meals a year. In 2011, we gave out 620,000 meals. So you can see the enormous increase, women and children coming for food. Our evening program, which was a traditional soup kitchen, and you would have mostly older, middle-aged, alcoholic men, is no longer the case. We have as many women and children coming in for our meals as we do men. So we're looking to expand our food storage. We need large refrigeration space. We need more freezer space. We need a larger, more modern kitchen. So these are part of our goals for the near future, which are driven by the needs in the community.
Oh, okay. I see. So, is there about with the people who come here for help? Has there been any one of them who has been able to get back on his or her feet through your help, and then he or she is independent now, working, progressing, and then doing the work of God out there in the community? Has there been any person like
Yes,
that?
we have probably a couple of hundred different people that have come here in dire conditions and are now owning homes, owning cars, have married, producing families, are working, paying taxes. We have dozens of graduates who have been successful, if you're measuring success by some of those things, which are common measurements for success. But we have many people who are taking care of themselves.
So as I was told you do have different programs when people come in, classes, when teachers come in and teach the people. Could you please tell us a little bit about that?
Well, to carry on a ministry this size, we only have a paid staff of about 24 people, but we have about 3,000 volunteers that contribute their time and talents throughout any given year. And through them, we're able to do much more in the way of program. And let me give you an example. A young woman, let's just call her Mary, that's not her name, but Mary grew up in a troubled home. She was a bright person. She graduated from high school. She went into New York City to go to college and did fairly well most of her first year. Then she got involved with drugs, and as a result, at the end of her first year, she came back home to her mother. She was involved with a man who was a drug dealer who was more than twice her age. He carried a weapon. He was very abusive and threatening. A friend of hers helped her escape and hid her, and then one night brought her here, and she came into our program. For the first time, she found unconditional love and acceptance and forgiveness and people who cared about her and safety. And she did very well in our program. She had a life-changing experience with God, whereby she came to believe that Jesus Christ loved her and forgave her, and she began to build her life. She became active in a very strong church in our community. There was a family there who helped her go on some short-term mission trips to South America and to Africa, where she has served in some orphanages. She also got back into college. This family moved her into their home. They gave her a car. She's gone to the University of Connecticut. She is a 3.75 grade point, and in another year and a half, she will be a graduate.
That's wonderful to hear that, Pastor. So, what is there any word that you can tell viewers out there who are listening? Because I believe that there are some people who might want to contribute to what this organization is doing.
It's very easy. You can go online to bridgeportrescuemission.org and follow the prompts to make a donation. You can also go online at bridgeportrescuemission.org and follow the prompts to become involved as a volunteer. You can also call us at 203-333-4087 and find out information that way. Or you can mail us a contribution at 1088 Fairfield Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut, 06605, and it's Bridgeport Rescue Mission.
Thank you so much, Pastor Terry Wilcox, for joining me and my people here. It was very honor to talk to you And I'm really, really happy. I'm really, really, really happy to see you.
Well,
and
you're
to be talking
welcome.
to
We
you.
appreciate your
Sir.
interest, and
Yes, sir.
and anyone who wants to be involved in helping meet the needs of the poor, we're glad to meet them and talk to them.
After speaking with Pastor Terry Wilcox, the Executive Director at Bridgeport Rescue Mission, not only did we stop there, we also spoke with Miss Gay, a beneficiary of Bridgeport Rescue Mission. How long have you been coming to Bridgeport Rescue Mission?
For like a month.
A month?
So not very long, but
Oh, not very long?
yeah.
And during this month, what have you seen about Bridgeport Rescue Mission that interests you most and that makes you feel like you have to come here more?
Well, as you know how the economy is, and you know, with the jobs and everything, food is really expensive, and if you don't have a job, like, you know, how would you eat? So with this kind of facility here, it's really helpful with, you know, people who don't have a job or whatever. So it's just really helpful for the community.
So, do you have kids? Do you have children?
I don't have children, but my friends, they have kids, and it's really hard. So with this kind of thing, it's really, really helpful. Because some of the things you could get here, you go to the supermarket, you can't afford it. So it's a great thing.
So how is the treatment? How is the treatment over here? How do the staff members and Bridgeport Rescue Mission, the treatment towards you? How are they towards you? How are their treatment towards you?
They're really nice, welcoming. You know, they make sure you get, you know, if they make sure you get enough, or if there's nothing, they'll tell you, well, come back the next day because it's always here. You know, the service is always here, so they'll encourage you. You know, try to come earlier if you don't get something when you get here, if you're here late. But they're really nice people. They take care of you, and it's a good thing.
Okay. Would you refer Bridgeport Rescue Mission to a friend who is in need, somebody who is really in need to come here for help?
Definitely.
And what would you tell such a friend?
Like, hey, there's free food stuff, you know, you could get for your kids, you know, for your family. You could come here and get food.
So I want you to look inside this camera and tell the viewers out there what Bridgeport Rescue Mission has done for you, and tell them what they should be doing to help Bridgeport Rescue Mission.
Bridgeport Rescue Mission has been doing a lot for us who have no jobs, who have kids, and you know how it's hard to, you know, provide food for your family. And if we could come here and get it for free, you know, that's a great thing, and we appreciate it very much. So, you know, if whatever help or whatever, you know, donations or whatever people can give to this place, it will be greatly appreciated because the community really needs it.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all heard from Ms. Gay. She has expressed her views and what she thought of Bridgeport Rescue Mission. I hope this should tell you something out there. She has earned a lot of help, a lot of assist from Bridgeport Rescue Mission. She is offering her help. She's asking you to help them. Not to help but rather help Bridgeport Rescue Mission in order for them to be able to help the community in general. So the question to you, are you willing to lend your hands? Are you willing to give? Are you willing to do the work of God? Giving, like I said, is a work of God because God gave his life to us. So if you are willing to give, God is also willing to give you back. Give, give, give. I want to drink me some fruit punch. I'll be right back. Okay?